today about is really about passion. What it's like to kind of pursue your passion, what it looks like, that sort of thing. First of all, I want you to kind of start by reading this real quick. Pretty short, but it's just words. What I really want to do today, my kind of goal here, is to show you through kind of my story and some pictures what it's like to pursue your own journey, right? And how to be inspired. To go on a journey that's not about the destination. This is not the destination for someone that's trying to pursue their passion, right? This is an end goal. This is when the passion leaves what you're doing. For us, passion is really about doing something that really burns inside you, right? It's pursuing something to kind of the end of the earth, right? Something that you would move mountains for. And it's real, it's obtainable, and that's what I really want to show you today by showing you kind of like the real story behind Half Full and how it got created. So I really started in a place where there really isn't that much passion, on Wall Street Trading Floor. This is what I did right when I got out of school. A lot of sharp elbows here, a lot of computers, a lot of heated temperatures, but not a lot of like burning passion. I started there, and basically every single year, I would go down to Florida with my wife, and we'd sit on a beach and we'd look out, at the horizon, and we'd say, what are we going to do in our lives? What are we going to do to kind of get inspired? And by the time I took my fourth year, I decided, I don't know what it is I want to do. I'd run out of job thoughts, and I said, you know what? I know I don't want to do this, so let's just leave it. Let's go travel. The great thing about travel is that it really opens up your mind, right? It opens up you to new perspectives. There's something that makes you feel really kind of insignificant. And for me, it was really kind of inspiring because I got to look into, what was something I could be passionate about. And I figured out it was Half Full. And so here, this is kind of a grainy photo, but it shows a book here about starting your own business. This is the day I got home from my trip. I knew nothing about beer. I knew nothing about starting my own business. I was a finance guy. So I just dug really deep into it because I knew this is what I wanted to do. I started a homebrew with anyone that would jump in the kitchen with me, would be willing to sweat a pot of beer here. Anyone that wanted to join me for a couple of beers and just like really kind of get into it. We started talking about beers. We started to brew every time we could. I went and worked at a local microbrewery to kind of learn how a microbrewery kind of operates. I wanted to dig in really deep, and I wanted to become an expert in the subject matter. And by the way, this all started about 5 years ago, so it was a long process. So this is New England Brewing, and that was kind of a really big education for me. It started to get serious here, and you'll notice there's a lot of beer in a lot of these photos. But it started to get really serious when I signed my first LLC agreement. This was April 27, 2010. This is when Half Full actually became an entity. It was an idea, but it was an entity. From there's a lot of different cool experiences, learning how to brew and what sort of outfit I wanted while I brewed. A lot of time, this is my man cave down in the basement here. I spent a lot of time talking about beers, thinking about life, thinking about this business. But I also was working on the business plan the whole time. And this was kind of the culmination of it. This is when I got really serious. This night, this is actually a still shot from a video that I shot. This was right after I signed basically this agreement that drew down the money so that I could start the business. And this is when Half Full went from being an idea and turned into being a reality. It got really scary then, because at this point, I needed to actually use that money. I had to find a location, Stanford. I had to find a space, 43 Homestead Avenue. You can't really see it here, but this is a totally empty warehouse that we had to basically go in and gut. This is what it looked like about a month later. We basically spent our entire summer just ripping down the second floor. I was able to con a lot of my buddies into doing work for just some free beer and the being able to use a sledgehammer and a sawzall and being able to really take out some aggression. So we get to break up the space, build the space. We brought in equipment. If you want to see a funny video of this piece of equipment almost falling and hitting the ground, you can go and look at halffullbrewery.com. But we started to fill the space with equipment, with people that were beginning to kind of dream, about this dream and wanted to get behind this vision. We actually had to go through a big licensing process. And so there's a lot of these little steps along the way that when I first started doing this, I didn't realize, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what it looked like, but I knew if I just kind of kept walking, slowly forward more and more, I was going to get to this point where we produced beer for the first time. These are 2 shots from the first night that we were out in bars where you could go and actually get our beer. There's no feeling quite like going in and seeing someone order your beer and not having you actually buy it for them, but having them just order it while actually drinking. And now we're a real viable entity, right? This is our tasting room. We have people that come, they travel to see us. They join us for our rare beer nights that we have at the brewery. They kind of believe in what we're about, this whole Half Full idea. They consume the product, they consume the vision. And so I came from something like this, where I was working on a trading floor. And what I wanted, to impress on you is that this is waiting for you, right? That office job, that cubicle job, that's waiting for you somewhere. What's not waiting for you is the opportunity to kind of go after, build a vision and to go after it, right? And to bring on a team and build something that people believe in. The big thing with us here, and I didn't get to say this earlier, was that my passion is about bringing people together to make them happy and get them to believe in something. I I want to get all these people to live half full, get them to enable others to do that. And that's something that I couldn't do before. So cheers, pursuing your passions, start your journey.